but aside from that, Bill Cosby has been found guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand more than a decade ago, and maybe justice may have been served in that second trial. I guess I don't know. So, but he has been given a maximum sentence of 10 years each of 3 accounts of aggravated indecent assault. Will his fans turn their backs on the entertainment empire he's built, spanning 4 decades, from stand-up comedy to the small screen to blockbuster films? And how do you feel or react to the verdict here?
I feel that it's very surprising to see the family person that, we all grew up with watching his show to even say that this happened to him. Like, it was really shocking for me, and I was really hurt by it, and it's still hard to believe. And I just feel like if you did wrong, if you really did do it, which they said he did, you should get the time for it. It's only right. Just because you're a celebrity, it doesn't mean like it should pass by. You still should get time for it. But it's just really sad. I just feel like it's really wrong for all of the females to wait until this long to let it out and say that this happened to them when they could have been brought it up a long time ago.
Yeah, I really agree with what she's saying, because they wait till years later to finally confess, which is not right. And yeah, she's right also. Regardless of who you are, no matter how old you are, you still did something you wasn't supposed to do, and it's only right you pay the price. Now, people may say, oh, but he's older, he's in his 80s. It doesn't mean anything. It's really sad.
Yeah, because there's always a saying, you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Right.
And if there was evidence to prove that Mr. Cosby had drugged or assaulted Andrea Constance, and they showed that evidence, then I probably would have been upset. Because I remember hearing about, in terms with Cosby, that his funniness started changing. Like, he hasn't been funny ever since. And even when they made the revamp of Cosby from 1996 into the new millennium. And so, I mean, it got funny, but as time went on, his funniness, it wasn't that.
It died down. I feel like that's every comedian.
Yeah, I agree too.
And which probably explained why the ratings had dropped. Because of that here.
Yeah, because normally when they still do reruns of a show, they usually get a lot of ratings, because that's a good show that many people know about. But ever since that situation occurred, like you said, the ratings just went completely down. So it's completely sad that this happened, but hey, I'm happy the truth is out there. And but next time, I think this is just for future reference for any celebrity or just people in general, when something happens, you should say something immediately. Don't wait years later, because then it's it looks bad on your part, because they're gonna feel like you weren't being truthful.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with him, and it's just really sad. And then I felt like they did a lot to him, because he still is really an icon. They took his star off the wall, off the floor, and they also took his shows down. They also
Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame, and then they also took his degree away from him and everything. And it's just really sad, because you worked hard for that, and I don't think that they should do that. But, he should get his time. But you worked hard for that, just like any of us who work hard for anything. And you shouldn't get that taken away from you, even though that happened to you.
I feel like, just to piggyback off what she's saying, no matter if you're a celebrity, I feel like a lot of celebrities, they feel the need to do things that they shouldn't do. They feel like it's okay to do it, but you should be setting an example for us, the next generation, on how to, I would say, how to be a better person. Because, Bill Cosby, he's known for icon, but just by that little incident itself, it just ruined his reputation on the spot. Just like if we was to do anything that was wrong, we still got to pay the price for it. And it's just sad that his reputation is basically messed up because of that situation.
And I also remember when I was reading or listening to something where her co-star Felicia Rashad has his back no matter what, because it's and Gloria Allred, the attorney, had got on Felicia Rashad for going against. She wants Felicia Rashad to stand by with the women that are accusing Cosby for sexual assault or sexual allegations. But to me, it's if she thinks there's evidence to prove it, that they did this, then maybe she may have a different point of view. But other than that, she looks as if it's all has to do with race.
Right.
That's what I'm assuming based on her view when I saw the interview she did on ABC News exclusively. So it's hard to say about what she had to say about that. And not only that, one of Cosby's co-stars, Joseph C. Phillips, spoke out about the Cosby verdict and told it to CNN exclusively. Take a look.
I think, like a lot of people, I was really giving Bill the benefit of the doubt. This was not the man that I knew. This is not the man that I worked with. He may have had other faults, but he certainly was not drugging people and raping them. And then I had a conversation with an old friend. Bumped into her. I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years. I just thought, hey, he used to be like your mentor or something.
Was she an actress?
Yeah, and I don't want to say
Sure.
too much about it.
So he was a mentor to her?
Yes,
What did she
and
say?
for 2 hours, she sat in my car, crying, telling me her story, all of the details. And at that moment, something changed for me. She turned to me and she said, she wiped her face and she said, "Do you believe me?" And I said, "Yes, I believe you." And that was the change. And I had to look with sober eyes at what was going on.
You know, I feel like Joseph C. Phillips, he may have a point where he, like, in his view, this is not the man that he knew from the start, because he thought,
It's a complete shock.
yeah,
Right.
It's like, what? Like, no, this is not right. Like when you first hear, it's like when you hear news about, about a good kid in school, right? And you hear that he get into a fight in school, you're gonna be like,
I know.
no, that's not that certain
It's gonna be
individual,
really
but
shocking.
it's very shocking.
yeah, it's like, I don't know how to put this, but look, because you know, with me, I don't have much to say about Cosby, even though when these allegations have been coming out since the start, like 2 years ago, 2 to
Right.
3 years ago, 2015 it began. And then it's like, it was hard for me to believe, and then some people had his back, it's like no one believed it, because what I don't understand is, why are they bringing this 20 to 25 years
That's what I
later?
was saying. I said the same
Yeah.
exact thing. That's
It's
why
crazy.
at first, like, it makes people don't want to believe it. It's like, why, if this really happens to you, like, if
Yeah.
that happened to me, I wouldn't wait 20, 30 years from
Immediately,
now.
you will say something.
Even if they saying
Yeah.
that he probably offered the ladies money, like a big loads amount of money.
Yeah.
Money couldn't make me. I would say, listen, no.
Listen, like,
I
money,
would really, like, you getting your time for what you did to
Yeah.
me. Like, it's really sad.
What
It's
is
like-
it that
it's
they're
like-
trying to do? Are they trying to give Cosby a pass? Or
do you feel
what?
like if they would have said something immediately, like when it occurred, do you feel like, how do I say, do you feel like the show would have been off the air immediately?
Well, look,
That's a good question.
if he didn't, because when they accused him, I understand what you're saying, because when they did accuse him, you haven't seen the Cosby Show reruns back on television since then,
Yeah.
on like TV Land, TBS,
Yeah.
and so forth. It's like, or BET as well. But look, if there was evidence to prove that he did this, as I said earlier, then I guess no, it would have been no more Cosby Show, and it would have been like I don't know how to put this. It's because it's like
very depressing.
It's very depressing, and
Right.
it's like, to me, it's like I have almost like nothing to say about this, because it's like, this is the man I remember watching
Growing
up
Yeah.
as a kid
Right, me
here.
too.
Even though the Cosby Show was on in the 80s, I was born in the mid 90s, but I saw the reruns of
when it
of
first
it.
came out, the pilot,
Yeah.
Exactly.
pilot episode.
Yes. And there were a lot of Cosby moments I enjoyed watching that were really funny, because
Yeah.
the time, like,
Right.
I can only name just one, because we got to go.
Right.
Right.
So there was a time in the episode of where when he played Cliff Huxtable, where he was eating a sandwich, and then when he was watching the television and saw a disturbing image, he spit the food out like. Now that was one of my all-time funniest Cosby favorite moments. I'll also never forget. Even the time when Cosby came back on, but I aired on CBS in 1996, and then when they had the pilots, like there was this actress. I know what her face looks like.
Give us a description.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of, because she appeared in the movie High Anxiety with Mel Brooks. Madeline. Madeline. Control. You could help me out, Madeline. Someone.
Madeline Albright?
Yes.
Yeah.
Albright. No, wait, Madeline Kahn. Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn.
Albright, Secretary of State.
Thank you, Zubay. That's our technical director. Madeline Kahn was the one that played the friend of Cosby, and then when she walked into the door, it's like she saw Cosby sleeping, and it was Hilton Lucas is the character Cosby played, and then what she did, she got up, tried to wake him up, and he choked him up, tried to get the sleeping pills out. He was so happy. Like, you should have seen his reactions when she did that.
Right.
Wow.
I'm gonna take some sleeping pills, so we'll be right back.